I'm going to go over two tickers, Bitcoin and Mara. First up is Mara. We ended the week at $8.71, up 8.33%. To the north side from where we are takes us to another level of resistance and a potential take profit area at $8.80. Ignore this yellow line. That was a line I marked in 2024. We're just getting back to that area. And at 4 standard deviations, that is roughly $8.96. To the south side, one level of support takes us to $8.63. The middle of the trend, the baseline, where we could grind sideways, is roughly $8.31. This is also the median. Below that, $7.99. At -3 standard deviations, that will take us to $7.83. This is also a potential buy-in area as well as a potential stop loss area. And below that, which is where I'm trying to pick up more shares, would be at $7.66. Now again, if we get to this line, we could grind sideways or bounce off of that. But right now, we are still in an upward channel on the 5. But watch out for this. We are at resistance on the RSI and we are folding, crumbling here. We could obviously go back up, but bounce off of this support line. The 1-year price target on this is now, I've marked it out in white, at $15.70, which represents an 80.25% return from where we are if you can stomach the ups and downs. We've been all over this with Mara. There was a massive rug pull. I'm going to take this over into the daily to show you what I'm talking about. I need to clean this up because I have not tracked this in a very long time. As you can see, I've marked the heck out of this. So we are right here. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Get off of that. To the north side, the middle of the trend takes us to 1065 and -2 on the daily is $4.52. I'm not sure if we're going to go that low, but there is a possibility. We have gaps also that will take us down that I marked out some time ago. All of these blue lines, I have traded this multiple times in the past. I would love to pick more up at 675. I've set some really low price buy-in orders and I have not gotten them. So the last time I bought in was here on March 6th for 806 and then at 917. I'm going to get rid of the lot at 917 when we get there and then try to buy it lower. But I've traded this many times. All of the green lines are when I sold for a profit. The yellow lines are from 2024. Oops. Command Z. Oops. Option R. Oops. Command Z, undo. I don't know what I just did. Option R to reset. There we go. And the light pink lines are when I bought the shares and then later sold out. These lines here I've sold out in the light pink. The hot pink I still own. So here and here. And this gap closed at 863. So let me extend that out. That closed on February 3rd. That is no longer in play. What about this 956? Yeah, like I said, oh, that's the upper boundary of that. So that's done. When I mark out and use the same consistency, I know that if I see price labels, they need to be cleaned up. So I sold some at 541, percent return, an 18.8% return, a 22% return, a 67% return at 6.8. I mean, my goodness, it's quite the rug pull. Look at this from where we were here at 23.43. Yeah, 45 right here, 52-week high. That happened on Wednesday, October the 15th. Then I sold some at 26.80, 26.20, it looks like. Oh my goodness, look at all of these gaps I need to fix. I will do that later and not bore you. All right, let's go to the next one. I want to go over Bitcoin. It's been a long time since I've looked at this one as well, but since I'm on the daily, let's stick with this to show you the channel we're in. Still going down on the 5. The RSI looks like maybe going sideways. Since this is a moving target, I'm just going to put that as the price label, and it's going to change in a minute or 2 or 5. Oh, this is on the daily, so. Right, the middle of the trend on the daily is 69,998. The south side, 52,787. I have a friend that used Bitcoin to buy land. It's pretty funny. Yes, I'd like to buy some land with Bitcoin. It works. All right, well, I didn't buy any at 30, but I did track it at $30,000 for someone. Abdul here. This is off kilter, but I don't know where it should have been over here. Back in May of 22. Yeah, I've tracked this all over the place. Look at all the times I've tracked it here. All right, let's take this to the 5 so I can show you the price range we are in on the 5. Option R. I was just watching Boy George videos. I actually went to go see him and it was so much fun. Oh, let's see, why is this off? Oh, that's because I marked it out on the daily, and because I've now changed over to the 5 minutes, see how wonky it gets? Not good. So let's just put it on the 5 because that's where I do my everyday tracking, and I'm going to change this. Let me just make sure. I'm going to get rid of all the gaps. That way we can see this very cleanly together. And I'm off kilter there as well. There. Okay, let's just leave it at that. 67166. All right, the middle of the trend, which will change very shortly, is $67,369. Resistance, take profit area, potential area where we could chop sideways. And then above that, you know, I should just give you, here, this will be easier for this. I'm going to go give you the upper range and then the bottom. So that's where we are. If we hit this line, we could bounce or chop sideways or chop sideways there. RSI on the 5 is going up. Notice we hit support and then there was a buy-in. We went up actually and then we went down to support. A buy-in there. This is resistance, just grinding along this line for the next leg up to this line. Here's your sell-off, take profit potential. Grinding sideways. I marked this out at 66,783. I don't even use that color anymore. I'm a little bit more consistent now with my color coding. I'm keeping it all the same. I did it all the same in 2024, 25, and now 2026. And then all the other lines from the past, or I don't know what year I did that. Okay, so that is a look at Bitcoin and Mara. I'm going to go over SPX and the NASDAQ shortly as well for Trader Murat. Have a great trading week.